Musa the Suya Seller is a very prominent figure in the city of Jos. There is no way that you enter the city of Jos that you will not hear the name Musa the Suya Seller. It's not like there are no other people selling suya in the city of Jos. There are. But Musa seems to be an outstanding personality. Not because he's handsome or because he's very popular, but because his suya is fantastic. In fact, his suya is top notch. Musa has been living in this city for several years. It was until recently that people started hearing the breeze of Musa the Suya Seller. And people wondered why they have not heard about him before, or why they have not tasted the suya before, or why they have not taken notice of how tasty and sweet his suya is. Every day when you pass by suya store, you will see a lot of people queuing just to have a taste of Musa's suya. In fact, some people have whispered that Musa has begun to use Juju to sell suya to people. Some people even said that he has involved in the use of black magic. Some even say that he sprinkled something into his suya. And of course, there are some who believe that Musa is just very good at what he does, which is of course making suya. But what makes Musa's suya so different? What makes him such an outstanding personality? What makes people always rushing to his place to buy suya and leaving every other suya sellers? Well, join us as we proceed in this story. Musa, the Suya Man. There are several suya sellers in the city of Jos. They are popularly known as Suya. Usually they push their suyas round about and try to find customers that will patronize them. A lot of people enjoy buying suya and eat, especially while on the road. Suya is a good meat to eat, particularly because of the way it is specially grilled. And these suya sellers, popularly known as Suya, have a way of specially preparing it in such a way that you will not be able to resist it. The aroma of it alone can entice you to spend every penny in your pocket in buying suya. Over the years, as a result of the harsh economy, a lot of people have stopped buying suya, or to put it appropriately, the sales of suya have dropped dramatically. But there is something strange about Musa's suya. Despite that, less and less people are buying suya as the day goes by. Musa kept seeing more and more customers. Of course, people knew there was something strange about Musa's suya. They just couldn't resist themselves from going back to buy Musa's suya. In fact, there are cases where somebody buys suya from Musa, eat, and find himself going back to buy another round to eat. There are situations where people have used all of their life savings in eating Musa's suya. There are even people who have gone to steal money just to buy this suya to eat. What exactly is it about Musa's suya? There is something particularly disturbing and obvious about the way Musa approaches customers. Naturally, when people want to buy suya, they have the right to demand for a taste before going ahead to buy. It's not like they're going to criticize the taste of the suya, whether it is good or bad. People just enjoy having a taste of it before buying with their money. And it is also a way of customer retention for most Suya to keep their customers. So they use the taste to entice people to buy. So people are accustomed to, when they get to a Suya, just demand for a taste and then ask the suya seller to sell a particular amount for them. But it is not like so with Musa. Under no circumstance would Musa give a customer a taste. His belief is that if you don't have money to buy a suya, then better go to another place to buy. And in as much as people don't like this approach from Musa, they find themselves going to queue and buy a suya. Something is definitely off. If you ask any loyal customer of Musa why they keep going back to Musa to buy suya, they will tell you it's simply because of the taste, or simply because they just enjoy the suya more than every other suya around in the city of Jos. And if you ask them that they enjoy the fact that Musa doesn't give them a taste or doesn't allow them to have a taste of what they were about to buy before spending their money on it, they will tell you honestly that they didn't like it, but they just couldn't resist going back to Musa to buy a suya. And if you ask them why, they just tell you they simply can't explain. And yes, there are some people who have complained severally around the city that they didn't like the way Musa approaches customers. Naturally, he's supposed to give them a taste. They have the right to taste what they want to spend their money on. So why wouldn't Musa give them a taste? So people have gone around, complain here, complain there, complain here, complain there, but they will still go back to Musa and still buy it the way he sells his suya. Maybe, just maybe, those people complaining or those people whispering that Musa is using juju on his customers are right, or maybe they are wrong. One day, a young man called Sonny entered the city of Jos and as usual started hearing the buzz of Musa the Suya Seller. He started wondering what is so special about Musa's suya. After all, from Lagos where he came from, there are so many people selling suya and their suyas are good. So what could be so special about Musa's suya? You should taste Musa's suyas, one of his friends told him. Another one chimed in and told him that Musa's suya is the best suya in the whole world. Sonny squeezed his face and wondered what could be so special about this guy's suya. And out of curiosity, he told his friend, let's go out there and buy this suya. I want to know what is so special about Musa's suya. When they got there, Sonny was so surprised at the long queue he saw. He started feeling suspicious. Is it that Musa is using juju on everybody? Why would people be queuing just to buy Musa's suya while there were other people selling suyas that have no single customers? Something definitely is off. Sonny wanted to tell his friend that he is no longer interested, but somehow, he found himself joining the queue. After enduring the queue for almost an hour, it was his turn to buy the suya, and as usual, he demanded a taste before purchasing the suya. Musa laughed and told him that he has not asked around, or are you a new customer in this place? Sonny frowned his face and like, of course I'm a new customer. Give me a taste and let me know how much I want to buy. Musa told him then that sorry my friend, I don't give a taste. If you want to buy, you buy. If you don't want to buy, you go to another place. Sonny was furious. He was angry. He turned around and people encouraged him and told him that, bro, that's how it has been. So either you buy or you don't buy. Sonny turned and looked at his friends. Why didn't you people tell me that this guy is not going to give me a taste? They say that's the normal thing here. We don't demand for a taste because he doesn't give a taste. Sonny looked at them again. Something was off. He wanted to just move out of the place, but somehow he needed to taste this suya. He needed to know what is so strange about this suya. And so he had to endure and buy the suya. They didn't get home before they finished the meat. They found themselves eating it and enjoying it along the way. This suya tasted really good. Sonny found himself saying, "Shey we told you." The friends laughed at him. "We need to buy another round." They turned to him and started laughing hysterically. "I thought you said the suya is strange." "Well, it seems strange, but somehow the taste is heavenly." Later that evening, Sonny had to go back, join another longer queue, and then bought another round of suya from Musa. When Musa saw him the second time, he smiled to him and said, "My friend, you have come back." He said, "Yes, your suya is really good. Thank you," Musa acknowledged. The next day, Sonny found himself going back to buy suya from Musa again. And so it happened the third day and the fourth day. After a week, Sonny started wondering what was going on. He has almost finished his savings buying Musa's suya. Something was definitely off. He started thinking about it. And then he asked his friend if anyone have asked Musa where he usually gets his meat and condiment from. They shrugged and said, "Why would they?" It's a natural thing for someone to go to the market and buy meat and all of the condiments and come and make suya. The only thing that makes Musa's suya different is the way he makes it. And so he asked them, how does he make it? They said he has his own recipe. What was his recipe? Nobody seems to know. And so Sonny decided to start investigating Musa. But how he would go about it was something he had no idea about. After all, it wasn't as if he was born in the city of Jos. He had come to this town just a week ago to do 1 or 2 businesses, which was expected to be finalized in the following week. And then he would be back to Lagos. But somehow, Sonny was desperate to find out what was so strange about Musa's suya. So that day, Sonny went to another Miss Suya that sells close to Musa. Apparently, this other Suya seller had no customer. So when Sonny got there, he asked him his name. He said his name is Umar. So Sonny asked Umar, why didn't he have customer like Musa? Umar said he had no idea, that somehow people just have a very special interest in Musa's suya. So Sonny asked Umar, why do you think that is? Umar shrugged and said he doesn't know. Have you tried to find out? Sonny asked. Umar said he hasn't, but he wasn't happy with the way people were flooding to only Musa's shop while he was here having no customers. Sonny told him that this should have been a cause of concern for him. After all, his business had been dying for years, and Musa has been thriving over every single one of them, selling suya around. Umar said they've tried to make their own investigation, but couldn't find anything strange. Maybe, just maybe, Musa has a special way of preparing his own suya that they didn't know how he do it. Sonny asked Umar where he usually buy his meat from. Is it the same place that Musa buy his meat from? Umar said yes. Is it the same customer that sells to them? He said no. And so Sonny told Umar, can you show me the person that often sells meat to Musa? Umar said no problem. The following day, Sonny and Umar went to the market to meet with Musa's dealer. So they asked him all sorts of questions. How do you know Musa? How much meat does he often buy? How often does he come to buy meat from you? What are the other things he buys to make his meat? They looked like they were detectives to the dealer, and the dealer refused to give them any information. And then Sonny showed him an ID card, telling him that he was a detective and that he has been sent from Lagos to come and make a private investigation on Musa. So if the dealer refused to cooperate, he would have no choice but to arrest him. The dealer got immediately scared. He didn't want to be arrested, of course, and so he invited Sonny and Umar inside. Now he was ready to answer their questions. What makes Musa's suya so special? Sonny asked the dealer. The dealer sighed deeply, looking petrified. He definitely was looking scared. He told Sonny that in order for him to answer that question, he would have to narrate everything from the very beginning so that they would understand the whole thing. Sonny said there was no problem. He had all the time in the world. And so the dealer started. He explained that they usually import the cows they sell in the market from a very far place, usually from somewhere like Maiduguri or from Borno or from Bauchi or from Kebbi, places very far north. And that most of the time, before the cows and the goats were transported to the city of Jos, most of them would have died. Naturally, it is expected that since the goats and the cows were dead before they arrived at their destination, they were supposed to either be thrown away or be buried. But that is not what they did. So often, they preserve these dead animals in such a way that their taste will be improved when roasted. Essentially, this is the meat that Musa often comes to buy from them. He knows that this is the meat he's buying. He knows that he's buying dead meat from them. And of course, he buys them cheap. And yes, they enhance the taste of his suya. Sonny was shocked. Umar was shocked. They opened their eyes wide in shock. What? You mean Musa has been selling dead meat to a lot of people in this city? The dealer nodded. Yes. But please, don't arrest me. What do you mean I should not arrest you? You are selling dead meat to somebody who end up roasting it as suya and selling to a lot of people, and you're asking me not to arrest you? Young man, you are under arrest. After much pleading from the dealer, Sonny left the place and promised the dealer that he was not going to arrest him. He wasn't a detective, he wasn't even a police officer. He just had to show that off in order to get information from the dealer. When he left, he went straight to the police station to report the matter. And shockingly, when he got to the police station, he saw the police officers themselves eating suya. Somehow, he knew certainly that this was Musa's suya they were eating. Sonny approached the officers and told them he needed to report a case. They told him to go on while enjoying their suya. He asked them if they knew of any suya seller named Musa. The police officers looked at him and started laughing. Yes, what's about Musa? He asked them if they've ever bought his suya before. They asked him why would he come here to start questioning them. And so he started narrating his ordeal with the dealer. The police were shocked. They immediately dropped the suya and told Sonny to take them straight to the dealer. After hearing the same story from the dealer firsthand, the police had no choice but to arrest him. They arrested him and took him straight to Musa's shop, where, of course, there were a lot of people on the queue waiting to buy suya from Musa. Immediately Musa saw the dealer with police. He knew that Yawa don gas. He denied ever knowing the dealer. He denied having any relationship with him. He denied everything he could about the dealer. But the dealer kept saying that Musa, it's me or your friend that sells me to you every day. In fact, I have proof. That day, everyone on the queue were bittered. They were shocked to know the truth that Musa has been selling dead meat to them as suya all these years. And that was how Musa, the suya seller, was arrested. After that day, a lot of suya sellers couldn't go out and sell suya as they usually do. They were scared that the police was going to come and investigate them. And of course, the police did investigate. But it turned out that it was only Musa who was buying dead meat from these dealers and selling as suya to people. There were other people buying meat from the dealers, not knowing that they were buying dead meat from them and selling. Even to this day, there were people in the market that sells dead meat to customers, and customers have no way to know that this was dead meat they were buying from them. If not that, there is a way that they preserve Musa's meat in such a way that it enhanced the taste. Sonny wouldn't have suspected, and perhaps Musa wouldn't have been selling in such a way that he has been selling. I would like to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. These little things have a way of helping this small channel to grow. Thank you for following the story so far. I hope that I've been able to add value to you from this story. Please check up our next video. Thank you and gracious.